Well, hello, you are hiking with Jenny. I'm on the oldest continuous footpath in America. That's the Crawford path. And I'm out here to do the last peak on my 48 New Hampshire 4,000 footers list, Mount Eisenhower. So excited. Been wanting to do this since I had to skip it a couple months ago during my Appalachian Trail thru hike. And I've been waiting for a good day to do it. I've already canceled one time when it was gonna rain. Today looks mostly clear, but in the afternoon it looks like we're gonna have some clouds coming out. So I'm hoping to get up to the summit before that happens. I took this trail when I first did Mount Pierce, and this was in the dead of winter when it was like 0 degrees out. And I remember really liking it. Like, it wasn't a really technical trail. So I'm looking forward to this hike quite a bit. And we should have some views on top of Mount Eisenhower for my 48 completion. In hindsight, I really wish I'd brought something to celebrate, like a beer or something, and I didn't. I did make a sign though, which I'll show you later. But yeah, I don't know. I just been raring at the bit, wanting to do this. The water level seems pretty low, which is kind of surprising to me because I think we have gotten some more rain recently. I can't tell you how good it feels to get out and hike. I know it's only been a week since my last hiking trip, but you really feel it when you're used to hiking every single day and you get up and it's sometimes it feels like I really should be hiking right now, and I'm not, because I'm back in normal work, sitting around doing stuff around the house life. And it kind of makes me think of a question that a couple people really asked me recently about what it's been like to settle back into just normal everyday life. You know, is that a hard transition, physically, mentally, emotionally? So I'm going to break this into parts because the adjustment's been different depending on what type it is. Some things have been easy and some things have been hard. And what really surprised me about what was hard was the physical aspect. I went through 6 months, hiking just about every day, and never got sick, never had any major physical problems at all. Just a few minor things that weren't anything that was going to take me off the trail. And then when I got home, everything kind of just fell apart physically. I was having all these aches and pains. I got sick, and I stayed sick for a long time. Kind of prevented me from getting back on the trail sooner. Mentally, it was pretty easy actually adjusting post-trail. I was really ready to come back after the hike, and I was also broke. So even if I wanted to, continuing to hike would not have been possible. Work was, I'm adjusting pretty well to going back into that mindset. It's no different from, taking the summer off and getting back into it. There's an adjustment there, but it's nothing super unusual. So one thing that's been difficult for me, when I was on trail, just about every day was productive. I always felt like I was doing something, whether that was hiking closer to my goal, or even on a 0 day, I was getting stuff done, to help me continue hiking. You get your laundry done, you get your food resupplied, you take care of hygiene related things, you repair your gear. I always felt like I was being productive. And then I got home, I was very hard on myself. I felt like I always needed to be doing something, and if I ever just took a day to just sit around, I felt like I was wasting time. And that was something that I never really felt to that degree before. I had to learn to be forgiving of myself if my body just wanted to rest. and so that's been kind of hard to come to terms with, because I feel like, oh, I did this hike and now I know, I have all these goals now and I have to get it done. And then not getting it done, I feel disappointed. I guess it also is a good thing though, because if I'm being more productive, I'm getting more done, and so I am accomplishing more. It's just, maybe not quite as productive as I'd like, but I'm still getting more done than I would have otherwise. I would say emotionally, it's been kind of a mixed bag. Although I'm happy to be home, I would not want to be on trail, especially right now in the South. I also miss how simple it was. Every day was very structured and easy. You had one thing to do. Well, I mean, you had multiple things to do, but it was basically just survival and hiking. And that was about it. And there's just a simplicity in that. And you get home and there's a lot more stuff going on. There's a lot more things that are not about survival. I kind of feel stuck sometimes because I get caught in the weeds of it. And I can't figure out how to work my way out because I haven't been doing this for 6 months. A lot of it's kind of social things. And emotionally, like most people, I do have anxiety, and I have noticed like a bit of an uptick since I got home. A lot of it's because of, all of the other stuff that comes up that you don't really have to deal with on trail. And I would say, like, I definitely did have anxiety on trail, but a lot of it was kind of like the good kind of anxiety, the kind that kind of pushes you to do things that you need to do. So it's the whole like fight or flight thing. And most of the time, my anxiety helped me to fight. And you get home and it doesn't always work that way. So it's been harder to do some things, but getting back out and hiking has been really helping with that. Just the fresh air, the exercise, and giving you kind of like an outlet to release some of the tensions in the form of exercise has always been really helpful to me. So I guess to sum up my answer to the original question, yes and no. It's been hard in some ways, easy in other ways. I don't think I had what I would consider post-trail depression, because hiking is just my life anyway, so it wasn't like, oh, I'm never going on trail again. I don't know. I knew I was gonna have more adventures, and this wasn't the end for me. Well, I'm a little more than 3 miles into this hike, and I've just made it above tree line. So it's going to start flattening out a bit. If I wanted to, I could take a trail on the right to Mount Pierce. And I probably not going to do that because I want to make sure I hit this peak before it starts getting too cloudy and rainy, because there are some dark clouds up ahead, and I want to be able to get some view, so I'm gonna just book it to Eisenhower, and I'll probably skip Pierce today because I've already done it twice now. Got a view of the mountain we're about to go over right in front of us there. And behind that and to the right is Mount Washington. And it's just starting to get clouded over there. Hopefully I can make it and still get a view on top of Eisenhower. Of course, I hiked this just a couple months ago on the Appalachian Trail. We're on the Appalachian Trail right now. But it looked a lot different then, in the sense that it didn't look like anything at all. This was all clouds, and I couldn't see anything that I was hiking. Starting to look a lot like Fruity Pebbles out there.
Don't want to lose all the discounts I get on them. What are they offering? The discounts on them? I don't know.
Well, I did it. I finished my 48 beautiful fall colors, 360-degree views on top of Mount Eisenhower. Great mountain to finish on. Headed back down. It took 3 hours to get up here, and I think going down might be a little faster, but we'll see. Hopefully make it back to the car before it starts raining on me. I love being up here. I think it would be really cool to come back in the winter when this is all snow covered, because I wouldn't be tripping on rocks the whole time. But it is so beautiful up here. One last look at Eisenhower, Mount Washington, and all this beautiful foliage before we duck back into tree line. So now that I'm done with my 48 list, I think the next list that I'm gonna focus on completing is my 52 with a view. So I have 4 more of those left, and it would be cool to finish it this fall, you know, with all of the colors and everything, and before the roads start closing for winter. So hopefully I can get out, do some day hikes on the weekends, and finish those up. Well, I made it back to the car, and not a drop of rain fell, so win-win. I'm gonna get some food and head home. Thank you for watching, and happy trails.